Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? Welcome to episode 425 of the Steel Factory podcast. My name is Rion. I'm joined by my co-host Junior today.
What's up? What's up?
All right, I'm just making sure I need to speak into the right side of my mic. I noticed when I was editing last week, it cut off a lot. But yeah, victory Monday, 9-3. Mike Tomlin's 18th straight non-losing season, clinched on the first day of December. When was the last time that happened this early? But the 11-0 start.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been rolling like this, man.
Yeah, and honestly though, I'm not saying it's surprising that we won. I'm surprised in the way that we won because I remember we were texting early on in the game. I don't think we could keep pace, right? If this is a shootout to this magnitude, what was it, like 21-21 beginning of the second quarter? I didn't think we could hold our own. But yeah, defense came through for some turnovers. Russ was cooking, dude. We'll get into the play-by-play soon, but yeah, first impressions.
I mean, yeah, I definitely actually going through the game, I definitely thought we would run out of gas. I didn't expect us to keep pace. I didn't expect us to keep pace. If you told me the Bengals are gonna score 38 on Sunday, I thought oh my God, we're gonna get blown out. You know, but here we are. Russ. I was listening to a couple of other podcasts this morning. Russ had his best game statistically and on efficiency and how many points per drop back and all of these advanced metrics. He had his best game since his prime, honestly, in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He was on fire today. Russ was making every throw. And then on top of that, he's making a lot of really smart throws too. We checked down a lot, and the Bengals were so terrified of our moon balls that checking it down to Najee became a fantastic play. He was breaking off 15, 20 yarders like nothing.
That
And
really
even
jump started
Cordell
the offense
Patterson.
in the first quarter, huh? Yeah, Cordell
Yeah,
Patterson too.
no, yeah, definitely. We look fantastic. The offense definitely showed it has uh it has a gas. It can make the plays it needs to and score
Yeah,
the points to
and that's what
hang.
makes great teams great is their capability of winning in multiple fashions, whether it's defense, whether it's shootouts like this. Um, yeah, I mean, great win. I mean, let's start from the top. I mean, I guess the first play that really occurred was that pick six. That was kind of bullshit. What is your take on that? I know it could have been illegal use of hands at first, right?
I think it was kind of bullshit. I'm not convinced that there wasn't some kind of flag on that play. A lot of the people that I've been listening to are also kind of saying the same thing. Well, Pickens was already kind of falling a
That
little
was what
bit,
that was
and
Hockley and the refs saying that that was their explanation is he was kind of falling already, which I don't believe. He was like two steps into his route before
yeah,
it
yeah,
fucking started pulling him.
I think it was Britt. Yeah, it looked like Britt was already if he was falling, it's because he was getting pulled down,
Uh,
and obviously he fell and he got picked. So I even then that's not on Russ at all. That's just on
not on
some
Russ,
kind
not
of
on
BS.
Pickens. Should
Super
have been a play.
super
Should have been a
unlucky
flag.
play.
Should have been a flag. Um, yeah, not the way we wanted to start the game, especially because the defense had a nice strain out to start. But then right away, yeah, Najee started getting utilized in the pass game. They literally just left everything in the middle open. Najee was a run for like 10, 15 yards each pass. Um, Scored a first touchdown. That was a nice screen to Pickens. Again, they kind of left everything open, shallow, and then Pickens, was able to take it to the house. Um, and then the Bengals got the ball back, and they were really running the ball early on us with Chase Brown. I know you mentioned him, the rookie. And yeah, he had some really good runs at first, but we kind of shut that down in the second half. Now that I think about it, right?
Yeah, in the second half he wasn't getting nearly as much yardage. I think we were. We just made the right adjustments. We made the right adjustments, and part of it is the Bengals were playing from behind.
Yeah.
They needed more explosive plays, and Chase Brown is more of a pressure release valve for Burrow. So if he's more dead set on hanging on to the ball and trying to get a big chunk, then he's not as likely to dump it off to Chase Brown, and that's what he's really there for. So I think that's kind of what ended up happening.
Yeah. And then basically, we're going back and forth at this point going into the second quarter. Calvin Austin had a nice little touchdown pass. Really glad to see him getting utilized by Russ, honestly. I know he had a touchdown against the Browns too. But going back to him again, basically on the same route that he scored against the Browns. What are your thoughts on this? Because I know this is probably one of our topics today. Where is Mike Williams, first of all? And I'm okay, with the way the offense is moving right now because we're using Calvin Austin. We're kind of using Ben Jefferson a little bit, as a 3 or 4 guy. But yeah, where do you think Mike Williams is? What are your thoughts on Calvin Austin too?
Honestly, I'm not sure where Mike Williams is. It is really weird that he hasn't been seeing the field or really any targets.
Yeah,
I know. I think Calvin Austin's been playing great. Like he's had a lot of super impactful plays. He hasn't had too many catches on the season, but I feel like every single one that he does have, uh, it's great. It's a great play. It's a big chunk, or it's even a touchdown. He takes to the house. So Calvin Austin's been fantastic. The sad part is he has a concussion.
yeah.
Or I
Took some
saw
bad
it's
hits
this
last yesterday.
they said head yeah he took a lot of bad hits. Calvin Austin, he's a smaller guy, so those hurt him a lot more than most dudes. Uh, but I think he's gonna miss this next one against the Browns. I don't know what the weather's gonna be like this weekend in Pittsburgh. It sounds like it's cold as balls though, so maybe with Calvin Austin out, we see Mike Williams start getting more snaps, more targets.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, you could say the same thing about Van Jefferson. Like, oh, Van Jefferson's, he's been here all season and he hardly gets any targets at all, right? But I think he had a nice little play today too. I honestly thought it was
I think he could have scored on
I
that
thought
one
it
play in the fourth quarter.
yeah. I didn't even I like if you asked me like, okay, who made this play right here? Uh I would have not have said Van Jefferson. He looked
Yeah,
he looked like he had some juice on that one. He was making moves, he was making guys miss on that um on that catch. So I think our wide receivers are really kind of coming together and they're really gelling. And everyone really made a lot of good use out of their touches.
yeah. Russ really spread the ball and he's really getting the most out of all his eligibles. Yeah, like we said at the beginning, Najee, Cordell Patterson, of course. What's his name? Warren. And then yeah, the tight ends. You saw like all 3 tight ends being utilized, right? Even like who Michael Pruitt. Darnell has been always been used around with Russ. Brian Move had a touchdown too. Then yeah, we're
This is
going deep
like
into the receiver room now.
I was gonna say this is for Armut's I feel like this is one of the games that we finally really started using him a lot.
Yeah,
I think Muth has been kind of laying low, except for a couple touchdowns that he's had over the course of the season, but he's been laying low. I think this is the first game that I've watched where I thought like, oh wow, we're making a lot of use of him, and
yeah,
he has it, dude. Like that touchdown that he had, like it wasn't an easy touchdown.
yeah.
He had to make some guys miss, and he looked really good.
So yeah, I mean, we're going into halftime. It was 27-21. Oh yeah, how did you feel about that like clock management situation? And everyone was kind of on Tomlin's ass for it. I thought we were just kind of playing it safe. Why risk one shot into the end zone when we could just take the 3 points here, right?
That's what I was thinking. I think the criticism is like Russ had we finished the playoff with like 13 seconds or
Yeah,
something like that. Really, if you don't snap the ball before 12 seconds on like a running clock, you're not getting another play. And that's I think it might be like before 10 seconds is cutting it really tight,
yeah.
right? So once you kind of get into the 9, 8, it's like okay, you're not getting another playoff. So I think we were just playing it safe. I think Tomlin wanted to get that field goal. That was probably his priority. Going into the second half up 6 points.
Knowing we get the ball to
Um,
start the second half too, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, yeah, if you wanted to like play it perfect, you probably call a timeout before that, and then you try and run like one more play. But we were at like the 35, man,
No,
and
no, no. We were at like the close to the 20, 15.
oh,
That
we were
was
at the
that
20.
was a third. That was a 34-yard field goal.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, if you wanted to make it like a perfect game, like yeah, that's probably like the one criticism you'd have at Tomlin.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think he wanted to go more for the points. Tomlin is a defensive coach, and he's never been that guy to really try and game the clock. And he's not like, should we have someone on the sideline who, you know, like plays Madden professionally, managing like timeouts and stuff? Like, yeah, probably. I think every team should probably have that. But at the end of the day, like it's what it is, and taking the field goal right there was probably like his objective anyway.
Yeah,
He like knew like, okay,
you go up 6 points, you know what I mean, and knowing you get the ball back, you could make it. What like, well, we're trying to make it a 9 point game. Fucking block the field goal on us. And to start the second half, right? And then Bengals had a field goal, and then yeah, this was the Fryer move, touchdown to go up 34-24, and this is when honestly we started to get kind of comfortable, knowing that all right, yeah, the offense definitely is hanging, and it was like the best offensive game so far this season. Oh yeah, another
I
topic I
mean,
want to talk about. What did you think about? We're on his ass the whole fucking game, Joey Porter, and all the flags.
I want to, dude. He's making a lot of boneheaded plays, man. I know. Even before the game, we were kind of chatting like about Joey Porter Jr. and like I was talking about how, it's just like the nature of like the defense that we're playing. We're asking him to take on a lot of really tough assignments one on one and keep it real tight, and play like physically. And a lot of teams are doing that with their corners. Like the Lions are a team that do that a lot, right, with their defense, and their defense is also really, really good. But it kind of Joey Porter was not helping me out. Like if we get a PI a game, like it's like it kind of sucks. But we got a lot of flags, man. He got 2 in 1 play. I think he had like 4 PIs. Um,
Four PIs and a
one of
couple
them,
holdings, right? Yeah.
yeah, and then one of them was in the end zone too. So, you know,
But
you're basically giving him a touchdown right there. It he was rough, and I don't know what needs to be done. It's especially frustrating, like coming off of last season where he looked fantastic. He was a fantastic rookie receiver or corner, and we expected him to kind of build on that or not to decline. At least.
yeah, he's definitely
Uh,
getting a lot more flags this season. But the thing is, he this was a tough game for him, right? He had Jamar Chase, he had T Higgins to guard. But yeah, dude, like it has to cut back. It's even before this game, it's been kind of there's been a lot. Um, and hopefully maybe he figures it out. I know maybe he's just trying to be really aggressive. That was his thing at the coming out of college is that he does hold a lot. Don't know if that's going to translate well to the NFL. But yeah, I mean, hopefully he can figure it out. He still is pretty young. It's his second season. And yeah, the Bengals have good receivers. So I mean, hopefully this is just a bad
that,
game out of him. I know there's been a couple already this season, but yeah,
that's a good point. The Bengals obviously do T Higgins and Jamar Chase. That's probably the best duo in the league.
yeah,
I really can't think of a better one. Maybe Mike Evans and Godwin when Godwin was like having a crazy year, but he's hurt now. But yeah, T Higgins and Jamar Chase, fantastic wide receivers. Tough assignment for any corner. Joey Porter Jr. is going to be put on both of those guys, right? Like he's going to get the toughest matchups. Um, and he's going to get more like one-on-one plays while they give, the other guy more help, right? Because they just trust him like that. And on top of it, T Higgins and Jamar Chase, uh, they know Joe Burrow likes to like extend plays and likes to hang in the pocket and take hits. And what they know how to do is they know how to like come back to the ball and really put themselves in positions to like get open even if it's as late as possible in the play.
yeah,
So yeah, that means just more physical routes and more physical, just overall like playing and like it's just what it is. It's how this game shook out for him. So hopefully we're not going to be playing these guys every week. And hope Joey Porter Jr. needs to keep it cleaner though. Like it shouldn't be happening as often as it is.
yeah. And then moving on, I guess we'll go into the fourth quarter now. Peyton Wilson got the fumble. I think that one was caused by Herbig. Scoop and score basically. And then, yeah, what was it? 41-24. And, you sort of think, all right, basically garbage time now. We're up, 17 in the fourth quarter. But, the Bengals, it was always going to be a close game at the end. They had a couple touchdowns, of course. I think a lot of these touchdowns were caused or were allowed because Joey Porter had all those fucking flags. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, basically though, I was really glad to see when the offense had the chance this time around, they were able to ice the game, unlike the Browns game, right? And I think we had the ball back after once Jameis threw that pick. Offense couldn't close it out. But yeah, we're able to. They got that last field goal, and then of course, Fields with his legs. I think it was good to see him come in. I mean, I don't know if that's the way to put it. Good to see him come in, but it was good to see him come in and actually execute this time, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. He played it clean. He played it well, and I think he learned a thing or two from last week.
Yeah. I mean, glad they didn't go to him too early though. You know what I mean? Because that was really our one thing about it is it felt like kind of like a bullpen game when we were playing the Browns, right? Like it was just kind of like, are you in? You're in. You're in. Right? They
Yeah.
just kept subbing
No.
in and out. Yeah.
I think Arthur Smith was trying to get cute in the Browns game. I don't know. Again, we talked about it. Like it just seemed really gimmicky and it seemed kind of awkward. And you know, in this Bengals game, dude, Russ was having a fantastic game, one of his best in his career. And
Russ
that's
outplayed Burrow, dude. He had over 100 more yards. On this
exactly,
on the same amount of passing attempts. I know they both threw 3 touchdowns. They both threw 1 pick, but dude, Russ had 100 more yards on the same amount of attempts.
dude. But yeah, Russ had his best game, and Russ had one of the best games of his career, and this is a Hall of Fame quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
Like so, obviously, like is fantastic. Like how are you gonna take him out like on third and shorts or whatever? You're not.
yeah. Um, but yeah, hell of a game from Russ. Hell of a game called by Arthur Smith too. I know he was I was starting to kind of get on his ass last week because of the whole Justin Fields thing, and I really just kind of felt he called a shitty game against the Browns. We had a good bounce back game. I think he's not going to North Carolina after all. I think this kind of happened in between the last episode we recorded, and we were kind of shitting it because it's like, all right, is our OC gonna fucking leave middle of December to take the college job? Sounds like he's not. I don't know if North Carolina actually has announced their new coach, but yeah, good to see him staying with us, or at least for the rest of the year. But anything else on like Russ and shit?
I was gonna say Trey Hendrickson, dude. We eliminated him. He was like the
Yeah,
one threat for pass rush for the Bengals. He didn't do anything. So I think they were putting him on Broderick Jones too. Broderick Jones, he's coming up. He's coming around. Maybe he was hurt. Maybe like I know he had that thing with his elbow.
yeah. No,
Early on in the
I saw
season.
some good praise for him on the timeline, which was good to see. Yeah, we need because we need the whole O line clicking. We need to be able to run the ball. We got to pass protect for Russ. I know Russ did a better job not taking so many sacks. I know that was kind of the problem in Denver, and also I guess the Browns game too. I'd say he was taking some sacks. Kind of eliminated that on Sunday, which was good to see. Um, and yeah, man, just a really good game by the offense. Honestly, like we punted once, and then of course we had that bullshit pick six. So honestly, good on us. Really needed this kind of win to kind of prove that we can, hang however many points on a team. I know the Bengals defense is terrible, but honestly though, people want to say like get Burrow some help. Dude had 3 turnovers, dude.
You can't get like Burrow. Yeah, the Bengals are they got a lot of problems, but it's ridiculous. Like people are holding a lot of water for Burrow, and
Yeah.
like at some point you gotta just admit like hey like it's not you're doing something wrong. Something's going wrong.
Yeah, they gotta rebalance the whole. They got a lot of problems. Yeah, and they're a Browns win tonight from being tied for last place. So there you have it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I guess we could kind of shift towards the rest of the games. Yesterday, Bills. They look good, man. They look good yesterday. And of course, the Eagles helped us out, beat the Ravens. So we're kind of back to where we were before the Browns game, being a game and a half above the Ravens with that tiebreaker right now, at least until we play them, like December 20th or some shit. Um, yeah. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Let's go.
I'm
Third
I'm
seed right
I'm,
now.
I'm feeling good. I think honestly, man, the Bills might be the best team in football.
Yeah.
I think I think I think they could beat the Lions.
That's going to be a game.
Yeah, they play in 2 weeks,
I think so.
week 15.
Something
So
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I think, yeah, the AFC is gonna be tough. Uh, the Chiefs don't look as good as their record says they are. So I think Christmas Day is gonna be really exciting. Both of us are gonna be super beat up from just like the gauntlet of games we're gonna have before
Oh
then.
yeah, I saw, dude. And tell me if it's bullshit or not. On the 2 games we play against the Ravens this season, we have a short week the following.
Dang.
Yeah, yeah, we had the Browns on Thursday night, last week, and then we're playing on Wednesday against the Chiefs after the second Ravens game.
Yeah, it sucks. What sucks most about it too is like Ravens games are real physical. Really hard hitting stuff. You kind of and you can definitely tell like the players are not 100%, even if they get a whole week of rest.
Yeah.
Um, so it sucks, having to go in a. Is it in Kansas City?
No, it's here.
Okay, well, I mean that's good. Um, and I think we definitely got the tougher assignment. Having to play a game after playing the Ravens is a lot harder than having to play a game after playing the Texans. The Texans are not, that kind of team.
Yeah, they're pretty much locking up the 4th seed right now. I don't see anyone else in the AFC South. Maybe the Colts are kind of alive still at this point. But you kind of, I mean, even the last couple weeks, you've kind of seen the AFC playoff picture really take form here. Because I mean, there's only 7 teams with winning records at this point. Looking at the Broncos, Ravens, and Chargers in the wild cards, and then yeah, we've already talked about the division leaders right now. And then you saw the Bills already clinched last night. Like, how terrible is the AFC East right now?
It's bad, man. I think if we're the third seed, right? It's looking like we're gonna be the third seed. I think I don't think the Texans are gonna lock in and win out.
Yeah.
They got a lot of problems. I think we're gonna end up playing Broncos or Chargers. So
Yeah, yeah. I know the Broncos and Chargers play again sometime. We'll see how that goes. I know the Chargers play the Chiefs this week. Um, but I mean, if we want to get at least the 2nd seed, we need the Chargers to win this week, and of course, we got to take care of business. Um, because we're 3 losses, Bills are at 2 losses, Chiefs are at 1, right? I mean,
yeah,
I think the only way we could lock up the 1st seed is if we all, um, we're in a 3-way fucking tie, and we pretty much would have to win out, I think.
we gotta bet it all on the Lions beating the Bills in a couple weeks, and we gotta beat the Chiefs, and we gotta hope someone else beats the Chiefs. It's a lot right now. I'm feeling good about saying that the North is looking locked up for us. I think if we're the third or second or first seed or whatever, right? Like, I feel really good about playing the Broncos
I feel really good
or
about the Broncos.
I
Not
feel
so
really good about the
much
Chargers too.
in a way, yeah. I know they never played us with Russ, but just the whole thing about them being back in Pittsburgh already at the same time this season kind of just doesn't rub me the right way. You know what I mean? They've already been in our stadium. They've kind of, felt the way of the land. So I'd like to see the Broncos have to come here with a rookie quarterback, obviously. Definitely want to stay away from the Ravens, of course. But let's say, I mean, I'm trying to think, clinching scenarios here. I think, all right, we have the Browns, Eagles, then Ravens, right? I mean, if we went out, I think there's a possibility of us clinching for that Ravens game, right? If we beat them again,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah.
win, if we win the next 3. But yeah, I mean, feel good this week though. We got the Browns in kind of a revenge game, which is kind of rare for us, right? Yeah. Again, we'll get into it Thursday morning. Kind of gonna be in like take care of business revenge game, and yeah, I mean, hopefully, 10-3 sounds pretty good to me, right?
Bro, no one thought we could do it. Here we are.
Yeah, you see,
I
yeah,
want
the receipts are coming out, dude. Guys saying that we would be last in our division.
everyone. We got to find that CBS reporter who said we'd lose the division. Who said
We'd be
we're far and away
last.
the worst team.
Yeah.
We got to find that guy. We got to harass that guy. He needs
Start buy
that.
some botted accounts and fucking troll his ass. That's stupid. Yeah,
No,
but yeah.
this is what needs to happen. We need to get rid of all of these losers with all these like super easy jobs getting to like put out garbage content and garbage analysis year after year. It's BS. It's BS that these guys
I
get to
think
do nothing
I think
and
they're
make
at the
millions of
point
dollars.
where if they just keep saying that we'll finish last every year, eventually it's gonna hit, but they'll probably be dead by the time it happens. is it's not happening. We haven't finished last in my lifetime. What, since 88, 89, some shit like that. Chuck Noll's a coach. Mike Thomas never had a losing season. We haven't had a losing season since 03. Like, guys, this just doesn't happen here. Yeah, that's to do it for us today, guys. Any other closing thoughts?
Not feeling good. 10-3. All the haters can eat
All
shit.
right, 9-3. We got to beat the Browns. That'll be 10-3. Yeah, but 10-3. I don't want to say it's locked up, but I mean, we'll look at Vegas in a second, in a couple of days, and see, what the odds are. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and yeah, peace out. Here we go, Steelers.